welcome to the configuration of TellmeWhen. I'm doing this video because all the other videos that I've seen on TellmeWhen, they don't really do that good of a job, and they're also outdated. Probably by the time that you're viewing this, this is going to be outdated, but hopefully not. So let's get right down to it. Now, when you log in for the first time with TellmeWhen, you're going to have this ugly ass black bar here in the center. That is TellmeWhen, and it's by default already in configuration mode. You can tell by the tooltip. I have my tooltip personally on the bottom right side. That way it's out of my freaking way. So the easiest way how to do this is you set this up to be exactly like the way how your main action bar is. That way you're not hitting the wrong buttons. And you can scale this up however big and or however small you want it. And to do that, you would go /TMW options. Go to group 1 because you can have multiple groups for the same character, such as like the druid. You can have one for bear, one for cat, one for resto, whatever. You should also probably use your profile settings here, but I don't. I pretty much never do. But hey, whatever. If you're into that, go right ahead. To distinguish which group is what, you can also rename it, which is pretty nice because not all add-ons let you do that. So we're just going to name group 1 as bear so I can distinguish it from everything else that I got going on, and all that other happy doodah stuff. Now, easiest way how to do this is if you just open up your spell book and then you just start dragging and dropping things in here. And I honestly cannot remember how my action bar is set for bear, so let's just get into bear right now. Alright, so we got lacerate, mangle, thrash, and maul. And like I said, just go ahead and start setting it up that way. Too far. Lacerate, bear, mangle, thrash, and maul. Make that a little bit bigger. Now, we need to tell it the conditions on when it's going to be displaying this, because I just don't want it to be there all the time, because that just doesn't do the job of TellmeWhen. So in order to do that, we're going to need to do this individually per icon. So right click on the first one, and we need to change the first drop down menu from cooldown to reactive ability, because that's what it is. I need to know if I can use it yet. So we need to check power. And then we need to tell it on what condition it's going to be using, on what condition it's going to be displaying it. So go to condition tab, and we're going to add a condition, and we're going to change the type from health to unit resources rage. We're going to change the operator value from equals to greater than or equal to however much it costs. In this case, lacerate is 15. Drag that bad boy up to 15, and this one you can use your scroll wheel to go up and down if you want. So now we're telling it that if it's greater than or equal to 15 rage, then to display it. But there's also a nice little catch to this. We can also tell it the stacking debuff of lacerate on my target. So in order to do that, we add another condition and change it from health type to icon functions debuff stacks. And we change the operative value to be less than 3, because if it's less than 3, I want to put lacerate on it, right? So we need to tell it 3 stacks. And only check mine because that's the one I want you to look at. I don't want to see other lacerates on there and tell me, hey, in case there is multiple lacerates on there from other druids, because that is a possibility. So the thing is that we do have to type in the name of the spell ability, whatever, But you have to type that in, unfortunately. Lacerate. And hit enter. Now you see that you saw that on the right side where it has multiple spell IDs for it. That's why I had you drag and drop, because there's multiple of them and you might be hitting the wrong one. So there's that. Okay, we're all done with lacerate. So we go to the next one, right click, and again reactive ability, power, and this one does have a cooldown, so I need to check that. Conditions, add, resources, rage, greater than or equal to 15. And we could put the, again, just like how we did with lacerate, the mangle debuff, but chances are the cooldown's gonna be off, and you'll probably have enough rage in order to be able to do it again. So, but if you want, you can add it down here. I'm not going to. I'm just going to skip over it, back it up, and watch it again. Okay, thrash, same thing. Nothing new here. Cooldown and power check, and we need to check to see however much it costs, right? Because I don't want to display it if it's wrong, you know. I don't want it to display it if I have less than or if it's off of cooldown, which is what we're doing now. And this, that, the other. So, last one. Was it 25? No, it's 30. And that looks to be about it. And if we did this right, everything will show up correctly. Oops. Okay, can cast all three, and there's my maul. It's off a cooldown. Lacerate. 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 And it should have disappeared, but it didn't. Wonderful. Okay, that's the wonderful part about debugging stuff. I'm just going to let him keep on going. And we'll open back up configure mode. Right click and see what's going on here. Less than 3 stacks. This is always the fun part of trying to figure out what the hell your add-on's doing and why it's doing the way the things it's doing. Oh, dirt. That's the reason why. I didn't tell it. Target. That's the reason why. And let's try this again. Lacerate. 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 Boom, it's gone. That's exactly what I want. Because if I just keep hitting lacerate, I'm wasting rage. And I'm resetting my lacerate. That is how you do tell me when. And you can move this out of the way if you want, put it over here, because it's going to stay there until all this rage is gone. So, but that's how you set up Tell Me When. There'll probably be another video on how to do all the other good stuff, such as the text output, what to say and where to say it to, sound effects on show, hide, start, finish, and the ridiculous amounts of sound effects that there is. I mean, rubber ducky, come on. For lacerate, I don't see that happening. Group conditions, I haven't exactly figured out yet, and group settings just brings you back here. set up another group, go to main options, add another group, group 2, kitty! And then from there we'll just just start the whole process all over again. Reactive ability, however much power it takes, and same thing goes for rip in cap form, having a combo finish, not showing that icon of rip unless I have so many points. Now that's pretty much self-explanatory.